So, okay, I'll be honest. I am in my pajamas. I'm wearing a nice top upper. But are you guys doing this shortcut as well?
Exactly.
वो भी नॉर्मल है अभी. सब लोग वही करते हैं.
वही करते
Just top is something. Bottom में कुछ पहना है कि नहीं पहना मालूम भी नहीं.
Exactly.
मैं तो जाता ही नहीं हूँ ट्विटर और फेसबुक पर. मैं सिर्फ इंस्टाग्राम पे रहता हूँ.
Okay.
ट्विटर पे सिर्फ पत्थर मारते हैं लोग एक दूसरे पे. Every time I go, somebody is stoning someone.
जब आप नहीं बोलते तो लोग बोलेंगे अरे देखो कुछ नहीं बोल रहे. और जब कुछ बोलो तो कुछ लोग पता है क्या बोलते हैं, अरे भैया तुम एक्टर हो, तुम अपना एक्टिंग का काम करो. तो समझ में नहीं आता भाई, या तो चुपचाप एक्टिंग का काम करने दो. हम अपना व्यू कहीं और दिखा देंगे.
Anup had to learn how to drink a lot of whiskey.
Hi, this is Sumit Vyas.
Hi, this is Anup Soni.
Hi, मैं हूँ अभय दियोल.
और आप देख रहे हैं
और बताओ
स्तुति के साथ.
Hi guys, welcome to yet another episode of और बताओ. और अभी जिन्हें और बताओ बोलने वाले हैं, लेकिन सस्पेंस बिल्ड करने का फायदा नहीं है because thanks to technology you can already see their faces. आपके स्क्रीन पर यहाँ पे अभय दियोल हैं, अनूप सोनी and सुमित व्यास. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi Stuti.
So I have to tell you a bit, okay? A lot was happening before we switched on the camera and started this interview. अभी अभय ने पोस्टर Instagram पे पोस्ट किया of the new show, which is 1962, The War in the Hills. Abhay, do you enjoy all this? I mean, this whole crazy phase of promoting the show, interviews, online, अब तो मतलब सब कुछ यही हो रहा है.
I've come like a long way when it comes to promotions. शुरुआत में तो I was like कि नहीं यार, the work should speak for itself. मैं क्यों आऊँ प्रमोट करने के लिए, वो अच्छा नहीं लगता मुझे मत डालो आप कैमरा के सामने. मुझे सिर्फ फिल्म कैमरा मालूम है, मार्केटिंग कैमरा प्लीज नहीं चाहिए मुझे. So from there, I've come to accept that it's part of my job to promote also. I used to always think that as an actor, I'm drawing attention to myself and not my work. And I just thought that was a bad thing. It was a wrong point of view. It came from a space of being affected by fame in a negative manner. And so once I started to see it as part of my job, it became easier. और फिर तो social media आ गया. Marketing became a very more integral part to a project.
Yeah.
And so I've learned, like, मैं Facebook पर post करता नहीं हूँ, मैं Twitter पर भी ज़्यादातर नहीं हूँ. Instagram पे active हूँ. एक platform चल मैंने चुनने की, ठीक है, एक मैं handle करता हूँ.
Chalo, I think your director, producers will be very happy कि finally he's on board to even promoting this. The question also to Anup and Sumit, how are you adjusting to this? This is also in a way new normal ना. एक होता था मेहनत while shooting the show, and then this whole rigmarole of promoting it, talking about it, interviews, online posts, lives, and all of that. How are you taking to that?
I mean, I'm liking the whole live thing so that I don't have to actually like go to a place and I can
Get in a car and drive.
try over. I mean, I can just open my laptop and be with several people. It's much nicer than actually going to different places, because that used to be a whole thing, you know. So I like it.
Anup?
Yeah, completely. That's why I was just going to say what Sumit said. कि एटलीस्ट यू नो ये नहीं है आपको ट्रैवल करके डिफरेंट सिटीज में जाना है, प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस के लिए जाना है, प्रमोशंस के लिए जाना है, फिर वहां पर जाकर आपको 1-to-1 इंटरव्यूज भी करने हैं. यहाँ ये आप कुछ काम भी कर रहे हैं और बस लैपटॉप कैरी करो अपना, जब बोलेंगे डेट एडजस्ट हो जाएगा.
Nice. So, okay, I'll be honest. I am in my pajamas. I'm wearing a nice top upper. But are you guys doing this shortcut as well?
Exactly.
वो भी नॉर्मल है अभी. सब लोग वही करते हैं.
वही करते हैं.
Just top is something. Bottom में कुछ पहना है कि नहीं पहना मालूम भी नहीं.
Exactly. मेरे ट्रेनर ने आज मेरा ट्रेनिंग जो होता है वेट ट्रेनिंग, तो मेरा ट्रेनर ने बोला सर मैं टाइम एडजस्ट नहीं कर सकता. मैंने उसे रिक्वेस्ट की, तो मैं ऑलरेडी ट्रैक पैंट में हूँ. जैसे ही खत्म होगा सीधा उसने बोला टाइम नहीं एडजस्ट करूंगा. इधर उतना भी टाइम नहीं वेस्ट करना, पहले से ही रेडी रहो.
The moment you say Indo-China, the Indo-China war is what the show is based on. Given the crisis abhi, everybody will bombard you with questions, which I think is slightly unfair because you guys are not defense experts. It's unfair to expect कि आप लोग about the political crisis बात करोगे. But like you said, I'm not on Twitter. You know what is happening on Twitter, right? A lot of stars are either talking about national issues or some are being tagged and said, why are they quiet? आप लोग को pressure लगता है आजकल that you're expected to talk on subjects that probably you'd want to keep a safe distance from?
मैं तो जाता ही नहीं हूँ ट्विटर और फेसबुक पर. मैं सिर्फ इंस्टाग्राम पे रहता हूँ.
Okay.
ट्विटर पे सिर्फ पत्थर मारते हैं लोग एक दूसरे पे. Every
And,
time I go, somebody is stoning someone.
first of all, there's only so much you can say on a Twitter or an Instagram or a Facebook post. It's social media. It's not official news. And there is an environment where you'll get both people who support you and people who attack you. And you have to ask yourself, am I adding value to the conversation or I'm taking value? And as a celebrity, often what happens is, if you pick something up, the issue is left behind and you become the subject. Now, how is that helpful to anyone, whether you're a celebrity or the issue at hand? And in fact, you can be then used to deflect the issue. And you play into the hands of those who want to do it. So a lot of people don't see that. Just because someone's keeping quiet, it doesn't mean that they don't want to say anything. It could also just be that they realize that, can I help the situation? Will I help the situation? We're not, at the end of the day, journalists or activists. We are performers. And while you do have to, it's important to have an opinion. It also is important to absorb that opinion and have a dialogue and not persecute us for our opinions. Some will applaud you. Even the ones applauding you are applauding your confrontation. Like, I don't think confrontation necessarily solves anything. If you really want to solve something, you have to work behind the scenes and not necessarily take the credit for it, because you do it because you believe in it, not because you want to get credit for it. A lot of people do that as well. Take advantage to get it,
No, and I'll tell you the bizarre part is that when being actors and artists, being writers, actors, whatever, directors, when we express our political opinion through the medium that we are supposed to, you sabotage it. You get very aggressive with it. How can you say this in your film or in your series? And now you want us to speak on Twitter while you don't allow us to speak where we are supposed to speak. You don't allow us to tell a story about what we feel. So that's kind of bizarre, right?
Well, yeah, and that's why it's an effort to do films or shows that, go with my philosophy. And can I just yell out, as what Sumit said, to express my views with the work I do?
Yeah.
And that's where I have my power, not outside of it. Sorry, Anup, I cut you off.
Yeah, no, sorry. It's just that I said it's a catch-22 situation, If you want to speak and you say something, then obviously, as Abhay said, that there are people who will support you or there are people who will troll you. But then if you didn't say something, उसमें क्या होता है कि जब आप नहीं बोलते तो लोग बोलेंगे, अरे देखो कुछ नहीं बोल रहे, और जब कुछ बोलो तो कुछ लोग पता है क्या बोलते हैं, अरे भैया तुम एक्टर हो, तुम अपना एक्टिंग का काम करो. तो समझ में नहीं आता भाई, या तो चुपचाप एक्टिंग का काम करने दो, हम अपना व्यू कहीं और दिखा देंगे. लेकिन जब नहीं बोल रहे तो अरे आप बोलते क्यों नहीं.
Yeah, so true. You die if you do and you die if you don't.
Twitter and Facebook is such a scary place. Even if I write, I don't know, if I write, I love potatoes, and I can be trolled for them. He likes
you
potatoes.
will be.
I mean,
how can you not like tomatoes?
He's a right winger. He hates people who eat meat. I was like, no. I just said I like potatoes. You write anything, there'll be a barrage.
Facebook is a tool for the right wing, and they don't police it. They're happy to draw controversy. It brings them more viewers. So I don't want to put in the hands of Facebook either. Bring that platform more viewers and subscribers. When I don't agree with their policy, they're all for creating trouble because it gives them more bums on seats. They don't care about the political climate of your country. They just care about their money. And I don't want to add to that value either.
I think that's a fair point, and like you said, कि the work should speak. और अभी आपके इसी show के बारे में हम बात करेंगे. Now a show like this, roles like this, apart from just emoting and what you want to express, there's a lot of physicality that is involved because of course our forces में हो तो that whole process of training and getting into that physical aspect of your roles. Talk us through that. क्योंकि आप इसके बाद ट्रेनिंग पे जाओगे तो आप पहले
Anup had to learn how to drink a lot of whiskey.
You had to learn that, Anup.
Happy juice. No, you're absolutely right, and especially when you have a series like 1962 War in the Hills, because it is set in a certain period, so the physicality is obviously, if you are doing some action sequences, you need to be fit, you need to be a little more agile and flexible. Apart from that, what we were discussing is that because we are going back almost 60 years, you are wearing a certain kind of costume, you know. The fitting of the costume is very different. The fashion was very different in those days. Even as an army officer or as a civilian, to fit into that and to look the part and to look that you are comfortable in that attire is very important. I think that whole body language of, because abhi kya hota hai, if in today's time, if I'm wearing an army officer, I'll be wearing like, fit tight shirts and tight pants and without pleats. So you look very taut. बट हमारे जो कॉस्ट्यूम थे, कल हम ये बात कर रहे थे कि एक पैंट में मैं और अभी दोनों आ सकते थे, जो मेजर के लिए पैंट बना था,
और यहाँ तक पहने थे हमने।
हाँ, और यहाँ तक exactly, it goes above, just below your chest. So उसमें कंफर्टेबल लगना और ऐसा लगना कि ये आपके ही कपड़े हैं, I think that body language was very important for all of us, I think.
Yeah, I mean, also shooting with Don Lee was not like a piece of cake, He's an intense guy. He likes, and then there were a bunch of what do you call hand-to-hand combat sort of sequences where we were, and he does not believe in masking too much. Like I remember there was one sequence where this Chinese soldier is supposed to come and pick me up and pin me down to the ground, and we're shooting on some hill. So I was like, yeah, obviously he's not going to do the whole thing with me in the take, right? He's just like demonstrating it with his action master. And then we rehearsed and he picked me up and boom!
Oh my God.
I was like, oh! Kya kar raha hai bhai?
That was intense. Okay.
And I was like, नहीं ऐसे मत करना, थोड़ा धीरे से पटकना. I'll make that expression. उससे लगेगा कि हो रहा है. Don saw the take and he's like, nah, it's not looking good.
पटकना ही पड़ेगा.
Let's just do it, right? Let's just do it once. यार, ये नहीं मान रहा.
Okay, Abhay, any such experience with you?
Well, taking from what Sumit said, working with Don was just really a privilege. It was amazing. He's very real in his action and the stunts he wants to portray. He's extremely dedicated and professional, and you don't mess with him. And he's a tough guy, so you really don't want to mess with him.
Yeah, he's tough.
Yeah, exactly. So that was kind of fun. Yeah.
Super. Acha, I was just talking to a friend and saying that kitna time ho gaya hai, more than a year now, that we haven't used terminology like box office collection, number one, number two. Suddenly, the terminology of discussing films, film stars, rankings, what's popular, what's not, has completely changed. Do you think with OTT, and OTT kind of has got a new lease of life with 2020, ये जो star system है वो finally थोड़ा हिलेगा, push होगा? We'll stop, using the same yardsticks that we use abhi tak to judge stars and stardom.
I think that there'll be an element. Bollywood will always have its space, and there will still be the producers and actors investing to highlight the monies that it's made. The press loves numbers. The press loves to put one against the other. And the filmmakers take advantage of that. So there's a give and take of taking advantage, and that's not going to go because theaters are not going to go. But on the side of it, these OTT platforms are going to continue to rise and get bigger. And I think because they will make the formula films too, because there's that audience, they'll also make the non-formula stuff because now there's a growing audience for that too. Slowly, there'll be now a space for those who never fit into the Bollywood mold. And that will get equal footing because we're not at the mercy of the few people who back their selected actors to become stars. Now we have other choices, and those platforms are going to invest in us because it's their interest to get more subscribers and get their shows to do well or their films to do well. So it'll start to parallel, but until both the industry and the media grow up. Because it's just a comparison of my anatomy is bigger than yours at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And the fudging of numbers is famously known. You can buy print space. It's well known that a lot of supplements that people are just buying off. The world has talked about how Indians...
You can get more screens.
have survived because they charge for advertising space. And so there'll always be an element of that until that is going to continue to be relevant, it'll be. But I think it'll slowly start to lose relevance over time. I don't know. What do Sumit and Anup feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's like in schools also, when they stop, they're discouraging the whole percentage and the number game, and they're promoting the grade.
Great. So you think that's happening?
This is more subtle, and I feel like this is what's happening with the entertainment industry. Suddenly, nobody wants to talk about numbers. Oh, we got 80%, 90%, 99%, or whatever. You get A plus, B.
Yeah.
It's a good show, and what you actually get to know if a show is doing well or a film is doing well on OTT when people start talking about it. That's the litmus test. When you go, when you're at the airport, at a cafe, and randomly people start talking about a show. Oh, have you seen that? Have you seen that? That's when you know that, okay, this show has done well, and this show has really like penetrated the audience in the right way. These numbers are obviously, like Abhay said, they can be bought and manipulated very easily.
Right. Anup, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I think, see, we are a huge country, so there are different likings and dislikings. I feel that there'll be space for everyone. Bollywood is not going to go away, or the stars are not going to vanish like one day. They'll be there. There'll always be stars. But yes, now because of OTT, you have space for more actors. As Abhay said, that actors who were not fitting into the whole typical Bollywood formula, they have space now to perform here. But I somehow feel that the star system will always be there. Even on OTT also there will be a star system, because I feel the press also likes to create it, and we like it. We don't. In fact, I remember, I won't take the name of a producer. I went to his office and I saw a clipping on his a desk where it says A-list actors. So B-list actors and C-list actors. That has nothing to do with the quality of their performance, with the talent they have as an actor. It was only because of the popularity status they were categorized into A, B, C. So I feel that this is going to be there even in OTT also. You will have that. No, that guy will, for the lead role you must get that guy because he's more popular. So even if you feel that a certain actor fits the bill better than the most popular one, वो system रहेगा. We all have to accept that. I feel that as an actor, we should not spend too much energy in getting into those things. We should just do our job. And I feel when you are honest to your job, आज नहीं तो कल सब notice होते ही हैं actors, अगर आप अपना काम जानते हैं.
Absolutely. And I think अब वो space increase हो रही है where there's different content, you have newer faces, and there's so much of excitement to see that and experience that. Thank you so much. This was a lovely chat. Completely run out of time, तो और सवाल तो नहीं पूछ पाऊंगी, but looking forward to the show.
Thank you, Stuti. Thank you.